The show's really great. I can't wait to talk to you both because I'm a big Sonic nerd. So
Awesome. Love the background.
Oh
thank you.
yeah.
So we'll start with Devin. First of all, congrats from a fellow Canadian in Ontario. When I read you were from Scarborough, I was like, whoa, that's pretty cool. I'm in
Well,
Barrie,
technically
so
born in Scarborough, but I'm a Mississauga guy. But
oh, okay, then
hey, still
yeah,
pretty
yeah,
close.
yeah. I'm in Barrie, so I'm I'm not too far. But so
I
were
lived
you a
in
fan?
Aurelia. I've been there.
Oh yeah, I was in Aurelia this weekend.
Nice.
That's crazy. So like for were you before this role, were you like a big Sonic fan growing up?
I would definitely say Sonic is a character that really, really resonated with me as a little kid. I was the shyest kid in school, and while I didn't have the video games, I would watch those cartoons and say like, "Wow, he's too cool for school. I gotta get like that though." So to kind of, and then as a teen is when I kind of got to play a game very deeply for the first time with Sonic Adventure 2. So to now be working on that property that was so influential to me and something that really inspired me as a when I was younger, it's very, very surreal. It's something I'm just super, super grateful to be a part of.
That's awesome. And Logan, there's been a lot of multiversal stories lately. What made that a really good fit for Sonic though?
Yeah, we really wanted to take Sonic in new directions with this series, and it is based on the mythology. It is part of the canon, and we really used that as a springboard for the story. But we wanted to stretch him and take the story in crazy and new directions. So the Shatterverse, as we're calling it, made sense for us to be able to explore and play with different aspects and elements without changing the mythology that already exists, and that was very important to us to not come in and rewrite history at all. Was that to respect that legacy, and we work very closely with Sega. They've been an amazing partner and creative contributor to the project all along, and we made sure that that legacy was protected, and it was authentic and accurate, and we launch it in different directions that don't impinge on that at the same time.
For sure. And Devin, Sonic's had so many voices from, Jaleel White to Ryan Drummond to Ben Schwartz. Was there any specific one that you really took inspiration from for your portrayal?
Uh, Honestly, it's all of them. There's so much of a just rich legacy. Everybody brought something really special and unique to the character. But at the same time, all of them carry that sort of that swagger, that confidence. And for me, it was really, really important to just kind of do my own thing in addition to still paying tribute to everybody who paved the way for me. So again, everybody brought something very special to the table, and I'm just grateful that I get to be alongside them as one of those names who helps carry on the character's legacy.
Definitely. And Logan, certain gameplay details like, spin dashing or Knuckles gliding appear in the show. What were some difficulties that came with adapting, very specific interactive mechanics to a show format?
Yeah, absolutely. The series is super action forward, and representing that action authentically was important. Sega sent us a list of moves for us to explore. The real challenge is, in the filmmaking of the sequences is the choreography, and how do we stitch those moves together that is not inside a game format, it's inside a cinematic experience. How do we choreograph those things and make them feel like they authentically are representing the moves in the game, but suit the action forwardness and the dynamism of the sequences themselves? And I can tell you the crew, really leaned into going over that list, and we talked about, well, what if we had a homing dash and a stomp together, and the tornado, you could spin into a tornado, finding different ways to combine those elements to make sure those sequences were super dynamic and eye-popping, and where you really felt the stakes and the jeopardy and the crisis and the conflict that is happening in the storyline at the same time. So the challenge was taking those game moves as a springboard, but immersing them into a storytelling world where they really fit the situation.
Awesome. And Devin, Sonic is probably one of the most iconic characters ever. You talked about how you wanted to carry on that legacy, but how did you deal with the pressure that comes with like someone who's up there with Mario and stuff is such a huge, well-loved character?
I'm still asking myself that same question. There's definitely, it's scary to kind of go out there and be like, hey guys, it's me. I'm part of this now. And Sonic has some of the most passionate fans, more than any sports team that I can think of. But again, the outpouring of love that I got from everybody out there was so overwhelmingly positive. And it's something that just hit me really really deep to see see my voice coming from that character and people saying, hey, you know what, this still feels like Sonic to me. And again, I couldn't be more grateful for the response that I got, because Sonic fans know what they want and they make their voices heard. And that's one of the great things about the fandom. And again, to be accepted by so many is just something that's very, very special to me and I'm very grateful for.
That's so cool. And Logan, a lot of Sonic's friends appear in the show, and like Rouge kind of joins the main group too. What was the selection process like for them?
Yeah, obviously we wanted to incorporate, more characters from the lore and from the games. And Rouge was an interesting one because she's really not part of the gang. So we were, exploring how can we bring Rouge into the fold and create a situation where, she's essentially fighting on their side because the threat is to them as a whole. So it just became this interesting dynamic where it's like it's typically not part of the way the relationship works, but we've created a situation that kind of forces her into the fold and to be part of this group. So it was finding ways to use the drama to create, different dynamics within the relationships that already exist.
Yeah, that makes sense. And Devin, Sonic has a lot of famous lines even before the show. What did you have a favorite, whether it was in the show or not, like Sonic thing to say in the booth?
By booth, you mean my
Yeah.
closet right here where the magic happens. Wow, I've always been a fan of "I'll make you eat those words."
That's the best. That's so cool. And Logan, you mentioned that you guys did a separate story so that you didn't kind of rewrite history. So was that the main contributing factor to not having something take place in the main timeline, like of the games, where it's its own thing?
Yeah, absolutely. We, again, we wanted to use that mythology as a springboard but explore these characters and these situations in ways that have never been done before. So we felt like it was a way to really respect that legacy, but take it in a different direction at the same time.
Yeah, it opens up the possibility of into the Sonicverse kind of thing as well.
Absolutely.
And Logan, what advice would you give aspiring voice actors who might be watching and hoping that they can do something like you do?
Oh man, I mean, Devin's written the book
Oh,
on that
sorry.
one.
Yeah, I meant to say Oh, I'm sorry.
It's all
Oh,
good.
yeah. Sorry, Devin. Yeah, same question.
Honestly, I would say there is so much opportunity out there now that so many voice actors are coming from the online side of things. It's never been easier to connect with other people and to just make your own projects. Take a favorite comic and just put voices to it, or take a novel, or just write your own original stories and just group up with just a bunch of friends, make your own radio dramas, make your own podcasts, connect with people, learn and grow together, and challenge each other. And community is just the most important thing that you can have when you're trying to move forward as a creative. So I cannot stress that enough. Just always look for influences to draw from and other people you can learn from and grow together.